Today's show is brought to you by State Farm agent Brian McDevitt. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Brian McDevitt is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. Call Ryan today at 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or visit his website, ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com. And make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this question. How many times have you heard the phrase, respect your elders? And how many times have you turned around and laughed it off? I know you think they know nothing. They're not well versed with today's times. Not true. I learn more from them than anybody. When I sit down and talk to my grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, I always walk away being a better person, knowing more. The same could be said for the Cubs in 2016. Why was David Ross on the team? Seriously. He didn't produce. Didn't really bring much for an on-the-field perspective. But he provided leadership, mentorship. Anthony Rizzo in Game 7 went up to him and said, "I'm frickin' nervous." And he calmed him down. He was there for that. He was there for leadership. He was there to be a respectable elder. Jon Lester, the same. Granted, Lester did provide on-the-field value, but he had been there before. He already had 2 rings. He was there to bring one more to Chicago. He was there to be a mentor, to be a leader, to be an elder. Unfortunately, though, elders get old and they can't produce anymore. That's what happened to Jon Lester, as it was reported that his time here in Chicago is over. He signed a deal with Washington, 1 year, $5 million. Now, the biggest thing I heard when he signed this deal was, how could the Cubs do that? That was disrespectful. He wanted to come back. Hold your roll a bit. Slow down. At the outset, yes, it seems disrespectful. It seems wrong. It seems egregious. He's done so much for the Cubs. Why would they let him go? Why would they do that to him? He wanted to retire as a Cub. Why not bring him back? Here's the thing. I think in both cases, everybody won. Hear me out. In the Cubs case, they're not paying a 38-year-old starting pitcher any money. They save money. They're not paying out a dumb contract. In Lester's case, he does not want to be a part of a rebuild. Say what you want, there is no chance Jon Lester, at this age, desires to be on a rebuilding team. He probably wants to win again. Another World Series. Why in the world would he stay here? We all know what the Cubs' plans are. They're not winning this year. They're not going anywhere. Why aren't we thinking about that? Why are we just saying, this is so disrespectful? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a good thing. It is. The Cubs don't want to pay Lester, a late 30-year-old starting pitcher, more money when they're already cash-strapped and they're trying to trim payroll. Lester does not want to be on a team that can't contend. He's old. He wants to win more. This could be it for him. Why spend the last year of your career with a potential 90-loss team? Why do that to yourself? I wouldn't do it. Why would he? Think things out before you react. That's all I got to say. Everybody's saying this is wrong. It's not. Lester won, in my opinion. Think about it. Lester was already paid every single penny of that $155 million contract. He won a World Series. He'll be considered a Cubs legend. And Chicago will always love him. How is that egregious? How is that part of it wrong? And the Cubs, in essence, make sure that he's not here to be on a 90-loss team. I don't know if I buy the reports that Lester really wanted to return. He saw the direction of the team. You're going to tell me that he was like, wow, rebuild. I want to be a part of that. I don't buy that one bit. I don't. I think that's a ploy to just make the Cubs look even worse. Everyone's already mad they're rebuilding. This makes them attempt to look worse. Didn't work. I wasn't fooled. Common sense. Why would Lester want to return to a rebuilding team? He's been paid $155 million. He helped break a curse. He's done enough here. There's no reason to think there's been malpractice, mistreatment. Where's that coming from? He avoids a rebuild, still gets paid, goes to the Nationals with Dave Martinez, former Cub, and could win again. Why would Lester buy $40,000 worth of drinks for Chicago if he knew I'm staying? Let's think. Let's put two and two together. I don't buy the report that he wanted to return. All of these signs pointed to him wanting to leave, and the Cubs let him go. Now they're not paying an aging starter $5 million. They save some money. Everybody wins. Why is that so hard for people to process or understand? Jon Lester, without question, is the best free agent signing in Cubs history. Leave it that way. Don't tarnish a reputation and a relationship by having one bad year at the end of his career. Great example, 2006. Real Cubs fans will remember this. The team lost 90 games. They had Dusty Baker. Horrible team. Mid-season, the Cubs traded away Greg Maddux. I didn't hear anybody then say this is egregious, this is wrong. Maddux was traded, wanted to be on a contender, got his wish. The Cubs got prospects back. They wanted to rebuild. Everybody won. No complaining, no hard feelings. Maddox's numbers retired today. It all worked out for the best. That's what's happening here. It's all working out for everybody. This is a positive. Might be spun as a negative by the media. It's a positive. It's a good thing. Lester gets his wish. The Cubs get theirs. Now the Cubs have no starters. What, was Lester going to do something? I mean, he had a 5 ERA last year, 4.5 a year ago. What exactly did you expect him to do? Just eat up innings in the back of the rotation? Okay. You could spend $2 million and get anybody to do that. The argument that's being made about Lester leaving, it has holes. Even though no one's exposing them or asking questions, they're just going along with the narrative. It's false. Totally false. Lester will still get his number retired. And I guarantee you, he'll retire as a Cub. Guaranteed. He'll come back next year, or he'll sign a ceremonial one-day contract and retire. And that's it. No bridges burned, no relationships tarnished. Everyone's happy and wins. So why is this even a story? Why are people complaining? Why do we not remember what happened to Greg Maddux, a 10 times better pitcher than Lester ever will be? Let's think. Let's remember. Let's understand what's really going on here. The truth is that everybody won in this situation. What you're being told is that Lester was treated like crap and the Cubs didn't call him, they didn't contact him, they wanted him gone. No. That doesn't make sense. You're going to tell me that Lester really wanted to return to a rebuild? No. In the last year of his career, he didn't. I give him all the credit in the world. I hope he wins. I hope the Nationals win. It'd be great to see him go out, win another World Series under Dave Martinez. For his career, this was the best move. Cubs fans may disagree, they may be distraught when they hear that, but it's the truth. This gives Lester the best chance to win, and he can avoid a rebuild. And he can still get to 200 wins, 2,500 strikeouts, whatever milestones he's chasing on top of it. And so what if he doesn't do it in a Cubs uniform? I mean, if we're talking Hall of Fame, he's probably going to go in as a Red Sox anyway. So what's the difference? See what I mean? See how this is being blown out of proportion? I read an article that because of the way Lester was treated, the Ricketts should sell the team. Really? You don't even know the full story. How is it accurate to say they should sell? This was egregious. There's another false narrative being written. Before it was Mitch Trubisky, now it's the Cubs and Ricketts because no one wants a rebuild. Too bad. A rebuild's a good thing. They did it before. No one complained then. Remember, after this rebuild again, the Cubs will be great. I know in the moment it's tough to digest. It's tough to think that in April and May this team could be losing games more than they win. But it's okay. Embrace it. Don't fight back. In 3 to 4 years, you will have a great team again, guaranteed, because Jed Hoyer knows what he's doing. I know Theo engineered the first one. Jed was right next to him, though. He could do it again. Who's to say he can't? And yes, if you're rebuilding, you cut payroll. We're acting like we've never seen a rebuild before. We've never heard of it. You cut payroll when you rebuild. You get rid of your best players when you rebuild. You bring back prospects to prepare for the future when you rebuild. And Jed's done it all. It might be tough to consider. Lester is gone. This era is ending. But I didn't see anybody complain when in 2007 and 2008 that era ended. I didn't see anyone complain after 2003 and 2004. So why are we complaining so much now? Because they won a World Series? It's over. It happened. It's done. And we could all agree the Cubs today are nowhere near where they were in 2016, even if they didn't rebuild. Let's say they kept everybody and went into next year with the same roster they had in 2020. They are not winning a World Series. I'm sorry. So instead of framing this as egregious, instead of slandering the Cubs for making this decision, let's remember the circumstances and Jon Lester's career. Let's remember that Lester would not have wanted to rebuild in his final year. Let's remember that he's gone to a contender. He could win again. Let's remember that he could still retire as a Cub. And let's remember Greg Maddox's situation. This has happened before. It's bound to happen again. Let it be. It's fine. The world isn't ending. So the Cubs won't have a 38-year-old starter next year. So what? He'll be winning in Washington. The Cubs will be rebuilding. Everybody wins. Look at it that way. Don't look at this as the Ricketts should sell, horrible conduct. Not the case. Not at all. Everybody winning is a good thing. Lester being on a competitor is a good thing. And yes, the Cubs rebuilding, that's a good thing too. I know they don't size up to the Sox. I know people are mad and they're wondering where to turn. My suggestion is, remember 2012. Remember 2013 and 2014. Remember when Joe Mather was playing the outfield for the Cubs. Edwin Jackson was their number one starter. Chris Volstad made appearances. We all dealt with it because we knew eventually the team would be great. Who's to say they can't do it again? More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Len Casper comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free to bet on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. You must be 21 plus. You must be an Illinois resident. You could bet $250 free on any game you want for this upcoming weekend. NFL playoffs, AFC, NFC championship games, college basketball, the NBA. So many opportunities out there so far to put down some money and make a whole lot more back. That's sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.